Ties That Bind, a visual exhibition of artworks by Ulrick Jean-Pierre that commemorate and celebrate the historical and cultural connections between Haiti and Louisiana, opened with a reception Friday, December 9th at Le Musée des FPC. Visitors to the exhibit, which runs through February 17th, will learn about Haiti's impact on the cultural landscape of New Orleans, as well as some of the ancestral connections, as the exhibit challenges them to reflect on Haiti's influences and contributions to the diversity of Louisiana.
At the outbreak of the French Revolution in 1789, the colony of Saint-Domingue, now Haiti, furnished 2/3 of France's overseas trade, employed 1,000 ships and 15,000 French sailors. The colony became France's richest and the envy of every other European nation. This plantation system, which provided such pivotal roles in the French economy, was also the greatest individual market for the African slave trade. Yes, the conflict permeated the society, and the French Revolution did inspire many thousands of insurrections. But black resistance had existed for years before the revolution. So what does all of that have to do with Louisiana? Well, Louisiana was really not a hotbed of activity before the revolution because it was sort of like a buffer between Mexico and the U.S. And so there was a significant number of refugees fleeing the upheaval in the French West Indies, and they arrived in the southern ports, not just Louisiana. But many of these French Creoles, gens libres de couleur, free people of color, and slaves were soon dispersed all along the North American coast. A smaller number of whites did return to France, but because it was a Francophone colony and its location was New Orleans, the location too, it became the site of the largest concentration of immigrants, earning the title Creole Capital of North America. Here the survivors of Saint-Domingue made their most enduring contributions to American culture, influencing agriculture, architecture, language, politics, medicine, religion, and the arts, giving life in New Orleans and the Gulf region a distinctiveness that was predominantly Caribbean and Creole. The northern extremity of the Caribbean, some scholars call it. Another theme that scholars began to look at was the fact that this area, or the South, was not just the South. It was not just American, but was largely African because there was a huge number that came over, and as most of you probably know, it doubled the population of New Orleans. So you look at the operation required to deconstruct these silences, and that's how I look at Ulrick's work, because he has facilitated the deconstruction of these silences within the whole Haitian Revolution. You look at his work, you look at one, for instance, sort of a series, I guess, would be the women. Nobody hardly ever talks about the women, the heroines. They were there too, in these revolutions, and they're never spoken of in most of the history books that we read. But Ulrick brought that out. When I was thinking about the images in the exhibit, I came up actually with two more subtitles. And I thought about art as resistance, art Ulrick's art as representing resistance. Because a lot of the pieces you'll see are people that have resisted the system. Even the ties between New Orleans and Haiti. Looking at people like A.P. Turo. The other title that I came up with was Deconstructing the Silences, because I look at his work as doing that. And then, of course, art is representation of resistance. So many people, so many of those images are images of resistance. And we need to know about them. We need to continue to look at them and call their names.
A native of Haiti who resides in New Orleans, Ulrick Jean-Pierre has become renowned for his creation of Haitian historical paintings in which he retraces the history of his native land. His works have been featured in a number of publications, including Noma's Arts Quarterly Catalog and Haitians in the Diaspora.
Seeing of you now at this moment, it's really a manifestation of your love and your respect for your culture, and especially New Orleans is quite an amazing place. And I have left my country so many years ago, but when I landed in Philadelphia, when I was invited to Philadelphia, and I spent many years there. But when I came to New Orleans, and I realized that, wow, it's just like being in Haiti. And it looks so familiar to me. It's architecture, it's people, the culture, the richness of the cultural diversity. It was one of the things that really attracted me. I mean, being in Louisiana, it's just like being at home, being in Haiti. So I find when I go to Haiti, I feel inspired. When I am in Louisiana, I feel inspired. I think, both places, hold, the source of my inspiration. So, and I have here to say that I would not have been inspired without you, without this type of energy, without that, regional cultural diversity. You are part of it. And the work that I'm creating is really a reflection of what I am getting from you, your energy. Keeping that cultural, your tradition, it is a great source of inspiration to me. This paintings that I included in this show, of course, they are a combination of a series of paintings that I have done on Haitian history, and as well as some painting on Louisiana's history. It is a project that I started working on for so many years, but when Katrina came, so I had you to do what it takes to really bring together what were really important at the moment. And I have you to say that tonight, if we are having a show, it's really, it would not have happened without my wife Michelle. She's really the equilibrium in my strength and my perseverance. And I spent many nights working to put this show together. Some nights I work all night, and then I go to bed at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then when I woke up at 8 o'clock, 2 hours later, and then Michelle told me, well, oh no, honey, you're ready to go to bed. You just went to bed, so how come you are up? But of course, and it was important to me to do this show. It was difficult for me to go back into bed after I had 2 hours of sleep. And I need to say that this exhibition, it is just the beginning of an ongoing program that we want you to have on regular basis annually. Because what happened, I think Haiti has contributed so much, and the culture, the contribution of Haitian culture that is still evident, in this society, And I think, it's something that should be honored. As an artist, I feel obliged to use my artistic inspiration, to use my artistic